Learn to be super successful. Subscribe to my channel, Meathead. Yes, ma'am.
Do you know what I absolutely love? The fact that you've got Cubans, Americans, people from the Netherlands sitting in kilts in a castle 20 minutes from my front door to here. I absolutely love that. It's amazing. So just from my point of view, you've done, as much as you slag the Scottish, I know that you've obviously got a love for them. You've done the Scottish tradition proud. Honestly,
Yeah,
see the bagpipes and everything that's gone on in this week. Even as a Scottish woman, it's been so very special, honestly. And there's been times
Does
when...
everybody understand her?
Yeah.
Is there accent?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
We do.
There's been times when I've actually... Sorry.
doesn't understand Scott.
I've filled up and your staff and Graham and his team, just incredible, honestly. From a Scottish woman to an American man, a Mexican man. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Of course,
Amazing.
you know Graham and Leanne. And did you understand Leanne with her Glaswegian? I mean, a lot of times they can't understand her. But we've had seminars here. And I think the staff, I don't hear the accent. I don't hear his but, you know, to the guy from Connecticut or Oklahoma, I mean, of course, you don't hear the accent because you have a similar accent. But we've done a great, and we've been good for Scotland, especially Angus, for a long, long time.
I think, though, to help the cause, I think we need to make Dundee ultra successful.
And this is the kind of publicity we're offering for your political campaign. You like
Thank
it?
you. Thank you.
That's what we're doing. You
Thank
don't
you.
know it's happening, but it's happening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You already got his votes in the ballot box.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah, we're just waiting.
And we're going to stuff the ballot box, metaphorically speaking, of course. But I have, you know, slipping off the political for a second, the fact that my two MPs, members of Parliament, that I've tried to see, challenge the debate, they haven't responded. The fact that the ex-First Minister, I've challenged the debate, hasn't responded. Of course, she's thrown out now. If I had painted a scenario, a picture, to help stabilize or validate my running for office, I mean, the SNP handed it to me on a platter, and starting next week, there's going to be a series of articles and stuff that are going to be talking about me throwing my hat officially in the political arena. But I'm going to continue to do seminars. And the good news, as I've already said during the seminar, when you're a member of Parliament, you can still have another job, okay? You can't have another job when you're a minister or prime minister. And so one step at a time. But I enjoy doing this. I enjoy seeing you guys be successful. I don't enjoy you suffering and stepping on your dicks when you don't have to. But, you know, we create a lot of generational wealth. Then it's up to you. If you want to save the world, then you take the generational wealth and go save the world. That's not my task. Indirectly, I'll take advantage of it or promote it. But first, you got to make money. Then you go do good, whether it's A to Z. And I've seen a lot of you kids make ungodly amounts of money. Ungodly amounts of money. Not ungodly because it's against God, but I mean kids that come from poor backgrounds and make, you know, hundreds of millions and even billions. It's pretty fucking strange. It's pretty fucking strange. And I couldn't be happier, like the Carlings, who I know you know. I mean, I'm just happy as I could be that they're successful and they're still willing to, you know, help me, promote me, talk positively about me. But even if they didn't, I mean, the talk's cheap, takes money to buy whiskey, and nobody has any record that's even remotely comparable to QLA. And as I've told you, in America, there's certain parts of the nation that we own the market. We own the market in healthcare in Germany, okay? We own the market in healthcare in this country. not Scotland, but the UK. Okay, we own a lot of fucking markets, not because our model doesn't work. It's because it does work, and it's up to you to promote it. You don't have to be ashamed. We're not the Nazis running to Argentina from World War II. I mean, we've established a lot of great things, and we've promoted successfully a lot of wealth, and we've turned poverty into non-poverty. And so that you have as a basis. And the banks and the accountants and the lawyers don't love you, but they understand you and they will accept you, okay? Some of you, they'll accept more. Gals, they accept more. I already told you my pet peeve about that. Veterans, they accept more, and if you're a vet with one eye, one leg, one tit, they accept you more. But there is hardly anybody that you can find on the planet that doesn't accept you. That's more important. Forget the people that will accept you. ING Bank loves us. Okay. There's certain banks across the United States and the Western world that love us. So in that regard, you're not like Christ's disciples trying to preach Christianity and getting crucified and hung by your neck. That's not going to happen. Maybe a couple of you, because you're morons, that your alligator mouth will overload your hummingbird ass. But sarcastically, that aside, I mean, there's nobody going to diss you because there's nothing to diss. We have no negative baggage in that regard. So that non-negative baggage makes up for some of your negative baggage. And the successes are overwhelming. They're fucking overwhelming. Other question. Mike for the Cuban place.
Any tips back home? We have wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, etc. I know you have an amazing.
You have all three.
Basically.
Boyfriends.
Yeah. So I know you have an amazing relationship with Sally. What can we take home? Because this is different, but back home,
Yeah, but I mean, Sally, God love her. I mean, I lucked out in that she's a workaholic. There's a big difference, guys. And for those of you that have partners, that used to have partners, that don't have partners now, that aren't along the same, running in parallel tracks. I didn't know when I met her at that EMY meeting years ago. She was the head girl at the on the tax desk for EY. I didn't know. I know she was good looking, blonde, and had my requisite. And she shit on us. And my guy that I was with, who's since resigned many years ago, shit on him. And I tried to hire her 3 times over 2 years to come and run the Guthrie Group, which I still have, but I don't work too much in. And then she finally came to the Guthrie Group. And then one thing led to another. We went to Paris for a weekend on business, and the rest is history. But she told me to piss off. She was a high-performance person on her track at Ernst & Young, super smart. She has done deals bigger than I have, in the billions. Okay? And she's nice to look at. She's articulate. Her Yorkshire accent isn't anything like it used to be. Her Yorkshire accent was like a Glaswegian accent. You have to cut it with a fucking chainsaw. That's, after 25, 30 years, that's pretty much gone away. So getting back to your original question, pick carefully. If you were going to ever get divorced, this is the time, kids.
Yeah, and I have a question about that. Like, it's serious, and I know it's a bit politically charged. Because so what happens if you have a girl and she has like this super high inhibition to have sex, whatever, and then you're off
Great
for
for
like
you.
no, great for you, it's true. But then you work 120 hours a week. Then you work like a
And she's
week,
gone.
like Anne, and then what happens? So what do you do when she fucks another guy?
She's
You
not the
accept
right
it,
person.
you kick her out, you
want
kill her.
somebody, you want somebody with 75% of the sex drive, but is willing to support you 100% of the time.
Yeah. So, but seriously, like, because if you have a wife like this and you're a workaholic, then even if she is a workaholic, okay. But if she has a sex drive and you're a
Yeah,
workaholic,
but I mean, then
Very Asian.
there's no perfect answer. Yeah. There's no perfect answer. But I mean, love is not the be all end all. Lust is not the be all end all. Money is the be all end all. You can overcome lust and love with enough money.
You never mentioned why you don't believe in prenups.
Okay, I don't believe in prenups because they're insulting on both sides. Death. Now, anybody that's, Sally knows that she will swallow the cyanide pill. Not, there's no question. I mean, I make it very clear. To the credit of my first wife, God love her, she understood that. But see, you guys won't say that too, because you're not getting your dick. My dick was always wet.
What about a post nap?
No, well, you can't have. I've had neither because people that I've been in love 3 times, twice with wives and once with the girl of my dreams, and all 3 know that's my family heritage, and they know. Now, when I gave that speech to those 25 guys that were getting out of the military, I wish you had given this speech 17 years ago, 14 years ago. And you have rules of engagement. I understand all that. But the rules of engagement today aren't the same as the rules of engagement 50 years ago. They're just not. And my dad was teaching the CIA, et cetera, in a different era. But they didn't bring him out of retirement to head up the Sirhan Robert Kennedy assassination by accident. They knew he knew how to take care of shit. And although my dad never shared with me any, but he knew that it wasn't going to be a JFK assassination debacle. So they brought a spook out of retirement to handle the shit. 1, my dad could keep his mouth shut. And 2, he knew how to take care of business. And now that's not popular. But he trained me. So I know how to keep my mouth shut. And we had a Medal of Honor guy, Marine here in the 90s. And he said, graduation night when everybody's drunk and getting soppy, he says, Dan, if I'm going to be one more foxhole, I want you to be with me. Because I would rather die than dishonor any of you. If you take the attitude, you would rather die than fail, you make $1 billion. If you rather die then there's no option. Only since I'm 60, since Sally and I started downsizing, I mean, we have a lot of money in cash, more than you can imagine. But till then, we had fucking no backup. We literally lived hand to mouth. This place costs $100,000 a month if nothing goes wrong. That's pounds. We have 250,000 months. Fuck. And you talk about 5 million or 15 million between the 3 stooges.
7. The other 8 were already.
No, okay.
It's my job. I'm his lawyer, dude. What can I do?
Okay, now, guys, with the greatest respect, I mean, I think I told you the other night, somebody asked me, I've spent $1 million in suits. closed. It's a different world, and there are guys that above me that a different world. But if you don't start aspiring and you don't start looking to hang in those deals, I just got an invitation to speak in Monte Carlo at some deal. I won't be able to do it because I'm giving a seminar. But they're not asking Ty Lopez, or they're not asking these other fucking morons, because they want somebody that has created a lot of money that can be a keynote speaker. And I don't charge money for being a keynote, where most people charge 50 to 250 grand. I think that's insulting. I mean, one, I don't need the money. Two, I don't need the money. And three, I don't need the money. And all these guys that charge need the money because they're all broke. And the guys and the gals that you're going to be looking for board members are all broke. And if you can't get them, something's wrong. You're not trying hard enough.
They're the right ones if they are broke.
No, well, no, they're the right ones if they're Ben Carson. Ben is broke.
Brains and attitude is what you're hiring.
Correct. No, what you're hiring is perception. And perception is reality. Get a mic.
What would you consider? What would you consider the minimum for generational wealth? The minimum baseline.
Well, to me, 500 million. 500 million.
Mr. Peña,
To a Dutchman, whatever you can steal.
Are you talking about Saladin? Whatever's not nailed down.
Yes, sir.
you mentioned that YouTube is 40% of your material on arrival night. What did you mean by that? You just have to remind me of that.
40% of the material that is on YouTube, 40% of the material is on my website, and 20% is on all the other social media shit I've done. And all the scripts, the shit that you all have your, what do you call it now, right? Is the scripts, or not the scripts, the things that aren't are someplace on the black web. I had a guy come here just before Corona that showed me 32 gigs of my stuff that had everything. Everything. And why are you showing me this? Because, I'm not selling it. I just want you to know, if these fucking morons looked hard enough, and you don't, it's 32 gigs. You got approximately 8 gigs, I think, more or less. 32 gigs of my shit. Child Prodigy, you haven't found the 32 gigs. Oh, but they're still not 32 gigs. So, the people that really, and I know Gabriel can't spell 32 gigs, but I'm not demeaning you, Gabriel. And you blame Sally for buying the jet because you needed somebody to blame. But you've seen these guys, and I'm not taking away from Gabriel. I'm not taking away from any of these guys, but they're not fucking Einstein, are they? Did you see Einstein or any of the webinars? No. Even reasonably close to Einstein? No. And I love Leanne and Graham, but they're fucking not Einstein.